I'm back with another What's for Dinner. This night we had fettuccine alfredo with broccoli and chicken. So pretty much I just cut up my chicken into bite-sized cubes, season it with salt, pepper, garlic, boiled my broccoli up, and set it aside. I took my garlic. I like a lot of garlic in this, so I used about 6 cloves. I just chop it up into fine pieces and I get it into some oil. I didn't have very many clips from this night because it was just something that I was trying to throw together real fast. So you must accept my apologies. So here I am just trying to get the garlic going. You can use less garlic if you want to. Now, this is something that you really want to be careful when you put the garlic into the hot oil. You do not want to burn it. It will have just a horrible taste to it. So you just want to get it to be fragrant, and that is it. Once it's fragrant, you're going to want to start adding your other ingredients. So here I am just adding the oil to the pan, and then I'm going to add my garlic to it. Just saute it up for maybe a minute. Make sure your heat is not too high so that it doesn't scorch immediately. Then you want to add your heavy whipping cream, and mine was a little bit frozen, so that's why it looked like that. I used the entire container of heavy whipping cream and then just added some salt and pepper to taste. This is a really, really simple recipe. You want to leave this on medium heat and pretty much babysit it. You do not want this to scorch. Once it starts boiling and gets a film on it, you want to take it immediately off of the heat and add your Parmesan cheese. I just use the sprinkle kind. You can use any kind you like. I used about 2 handfuls. I don't use really precise measurements, so my hands are kind of large. Just saying. Then I wanted to make sure I got all the clumps out of the cheese, and I just let it sit and thicken up for a little bit before I put it over some spaghetti noodles. Usually I would use fettuccine, but that's all I had that night. And then I topped it with the chicken and the broccoli. The next night we had a stir fry, a very simple stir fry and no carbs. So it was just zucchini, yellow squash, and chicken. Seasoned it up in a pan, used these seasonings on the screen, probably about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of each. Just let that cook in the pan all together, and I ate it like that. No carbs, no sides, nothing else. This night we had some fried chicken. Just seasoned my chicken with some adobo, some of my homemade green seasoning, and some sazon ranchero. And then I took some flour and I seasoned it however you like. And then I just heated up my oil and I dredged my chicken in the flour. Make sure it was coated real good. My oil needs to be changed in my deep fryer. So this chicken did not come out exactly how I wanted it to look, but it was good. So just drop that down in there, let it fry up, and served it with some french fries. It was a little darker than I would have liked it to be, but it tasted amazing. I think that when the oil's dirty, the food tastes better. This night we had steak and cheese sandwiches, so I just used some thinly sliced steak. I put that on the stove to cook up, and in the meantime, I cut up some Velveeta cheese. You can use any cheese that you like. I live not very close to Philadelphia, but close enough to say, hey, let's get in the car and go for a ride to get some cheesesteaks. But I was just so lazy to do that, and it was late. So I just use Velveeta cheese, but you can use American or provolone or whatever you'd like. And you can also use whatever kind of veggies you like. So I just chopped the cheese up into cubes so that it was easier to melt. And then I just went ahead and chopped up some veggies. I used some jalapeno peppers and some onions. You can use just sweet peppers if you'd like. You can use mushrooms. You can use pretty much whatever kind of veggies you like, but those are the typical ones, those three. So then once my cheese was cut up, I added the cheese to the meat and I let that melt down and get ooey gooey into the meat. Some people like their cheese on top. I think it's just easier to put it inside. Tastes the same to me. Once the cheese was melted, I just went ahead and seasoned it with some garlic and some salt and pepper just to taste. If you would prefer, you don't have to add these things, but I really think you need them. So just give that a good mix and get the seasonings incorporated in there and let it sit and cook for a little few minutes longer so that the meat could be well seasoned. Am I the only one that when they chop onions, they literally cry? Like the tears fall down my cheeks when I chop onions. I use every kind of trick that I've ever heard of. So if anybody knows of any onion cutting tricks to help me not cry, please comment down below and let me know, because I cook a pretty lot for my family and I hate using onions for this reason. So here I am just cutting the onions up, getting them ready. And I do fry these separately from the meat and cheese. So what I like to do is take all of the seeds out of the peppers because I like a little spice, but sometimes the seeds in a jalapeno pepper can really kill me. So that's what I was doing there, just taking out the seeds. So I like to cut the top of the pepper off and then just use a small knife and get in there and just cut the whole top of the seed pouch out, and they kind of almost come out as one pocket. Sometimes you do have to get down there and cut some of the veins off, but it comes out pretty easy instead of trying to cut it and then take the seeds out. So I just used a green and a red jalapeno pepper. And like I said, you can use sweet peppers or no peppers at all. You do you, boo. Make sure you wash your hands really good after you play with this stuff, because if you touch your eyes, forget about it. So I just give these a few minutes on the stove just to get them soft, but not to get them mushy. And then I just plate it up and serve it with some French fries. If you like this video, please subscribe and give a thumbs up.